The old woman stumbled over gnarled tree roots, cursing the darkness that had befallen her. The sky was bruised purple, the color of fading memories, and the wind carried the scent of decay and dust. She gripped the rough bark of the ancient weeping willow for support, its leaves rustling like dry bones in the gathering gloom. She was the last lightkeeper. Each night as twilight painted the sky in hues of orange and violet, she would climb the winding stairs of the watch-tower to ignite the eternal lamps that kept the boundary between the human world and the forgotten realm sealed. If the lamps were not lit at dusk, the veil between the worlds thinned and the creatures of the forgotten realm slipped through to prey on the living. Tonight, the lamps refused to light. One by one, she checked them, her heart pounding against her ribs like a trapped bird. The first lamp wouldn't catch fire. She tried to coax it with a bellows, but the only sound she heard was the mocking caw of a crow. Desperation clawed at her throat. She couldn't let the barrier between the worlds weaken. Not tonight, not ever. Suddenly, a gust of wind snatched the lantern from her hands and sent it plummeting into the abyss. The old woman gasped, scrambling for the edge. Her fingers brushed against cold stone and she clung to it, her knuckles widening. Below her, the sea stretched out, dark and menacing, mirroring the turmoil in her soul. With a deep breath, she pulled herself up and over the edge, dropping to her knees on the narrow ledge. The wind tore at her robes, threatening to send them swirling into the flames of the eternal bonfire below. She reached for the fallen lantern, her fingers closing around the smooth glass. But when she turned it over, the oil was gone, leaving behind only a hollow echo of its former self. Her gaze fell on the single matchstick clutched in her hand. It was all she had left. With trembling fingers, she struck it against the rough stone, the spark igniting the dry wood. The flame was small at first, but it grew, licking at her fingers, urging her to cast it into the waiting darkness. And then she remembered the words her grandmother had spoken to her so many years ago. The boundary between the worlds is thin. Be careful, child, for even a single spark can set it ablaze. The forgotten realm will consume you if you let it. But what choice did she have? With a whispered prayer, she let the match drift away, its tiny flame growing larger as it fell toward the heart of the eternal bonfire. The old woman closed her eyes, trusting that her sacrifice would hold back the darkness just a little longer. When the first rays of sunlight touched the horizon, the barrier between the worlds solidified once more. And the creatures of the forgotten realm retreated back into the shadows from whence they came.